Hey guys, what's up? This is a review of RENPHO's body fat scale. So these are basically smart scales. So they're designed to measure not just your weight, but they can also measure your body fat and various other data points to give you a kind of a complete overview of your wellness and your well-being. So these particular scales can actually measure 13 different data points, and I will explain what each of those data points are when I show you the app that you can download for free on your smartphone, and it supports both iOS and Android devices. And that app basically is designed to show you what your, not just what your weight is, but what each of these data points, where you are with each of these data points. So it's a really useful way to monitor your, not just your weight, but each of these data points. These scales can be used by both male and female, so it doesn't matter which sex you are. And there's some limits which you need to bear in mind. So I'm just going to show you these. So the maximum capacity, for example, is 180 kgs, which is 396 pounds. So I think that's the only limit that you need to bear in mind with these particular scales. So let me go ahead and stand on the scale so you can see how it works. So one thing to bear in mind is you need to be barefoot when you're standing on the scales, because otherwise it won't work. And you need to cover these two these two silver points. So once you stand on the scale, it will then just basically tell you your weight. And so in my case, it's 68 kg. And like I said, you need to be barefoot when you're standing on the scales, and you need to make sure each of your legs is covering these metal points. And the reason for that is because the way these scales work is it sends a small electrical current. You can't feel it up your body and down back back to the scale. And the speed that electric current passes through your body helps the app that comes with this scale determine how much body fat you have, how much proteins in your body, and so on and so on. So it's how it calculates the certain data points. So now I'm going to show you the actual app where you can see all the information that gets stored about you. So to actually see your measurements and track your progress in terms of whatever your goals are, whether you're trying to lose weight or gain muscle, like I said earlier, there's an app that RENPHO provide. So I'm going to show you the app on my iPad, but I also have this app on my iPhone device. So I'm using iOS, and like I said, you can also get the app on your Android devices as well. So it supports both iOS and Android. So I've already downloaded the app and I've already registered. But if you haven't, then you will need to download the app and register to create a profile. So I'm just going to click the link, the icon. And so once you click that, for me, because like I said, I've already registered an account, it will show you your last measurement that you did. So you can see that my weight is 68 kg. You can set some targets when you register in terms of what your goals are, and it can track you against those goals. And it will show you like a summary where you are in terms of those goals. Like I said earlier, there's 13 data points that RENPHO track. So these scales track. And so you've got body fat, BMI, weight, visceral fat. I can't pronounce this, but it's a different type of fat. Your fat-free body weight, muscle mass, skeletal mass, body water, BMR, protein, bone mass, and I like this one, which is your metabolic age. So this will show you what your age is, regardless of what your real age is, based on these data points. Okay, so let's look at what each one of these means a little bit to give you a better explanation. So if you click on any of these data points, so I'm going to click body fat, and it will show you, it will give you an explanation what body fat is. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. There we go. So you can see that it's the body composition fat tissue ratio, and it will show you also, which is great, where you are in terms of what the average is. And so in this case, if you're over 25% body fat, then technically you're classed as obese. So you can see that I'm in the acceptable range, and if I go below 17%, then I'll be in the fitness range, and if I go below 13%, then I'm in the athlete range. And obviously if you go below 6%, then you're in the extreme, then you're in the essential fat range. So it's a great way to be able to track whatever your goals are and where you're going. So clicking on BMI, so that's body mass index, and again it will show you an indicator for where you are and what overweight or underweight and obese looks like. So again, weight, and it will show you again the same information based on weight. I think weight's pretty self-explanatory. Visceral fat, so again it will show you where on the range you are. So I'm between good and acceptable, but again it will show you what those points are for being excessive and high. And clicking on this subcutaneous fat, so here you can see I'm in the high range, and I need to drop below 16.7 to be in the standard range, and ideally below 8.6 to be in the low range. And fat-free body weight, so this is basically muscle in addition to body fat, is a major composition component of body weight. So muscle mass, again it will show you what your muscle mass is. So this is the total muscle weight, including your skeletal muscle, cardiac and smooth muscle. And again it shows you the ranges. Body water, again it's a percentage, and it will show you what your body water is. So let's minimize that. BMR, which is the basal metabolic rate. So this is basically the minimum energy necessary that you need. So in my case, it's 1,508 calories. And again, if you track calories, then this is a great way to be able to see what do you actually need to just maintain, to stay alive, basically. And in my case, it's 1,508 calories. And protein, like I said, so to show you where you are on the range. So in my case, I'm standard, and ideally I want to be above 18%. Bone mass, so this is again, bone tissue consists of bone minerals, and this is tracking it per unit volume. So in my case, it's 2.64 kg. And like I said, metabolic age, so you could be 50, you could be 60 years old, or you could be 20 years old, but this is showing you what your metabolic age is based on these indicators, these data points. So in my case, body age is an indicator of physical addition. So anything below 43, for me, I'm younger than my metabolic age, than my real age. Anything older than 43, and I'm older. So this indicator is all based on your profile. All of these data points are based on your profile. So when you first register, you need to specify your age, your height, your weight. So it will ask you a few standard points, and then based on that information, it will then judge where you are in terms of whether you're in the green zone, or like I said here, I'm in the amber zone, or if you're in the red zone. So if I was above 25% body fat, then I'll be in the obese range. So again, this is all based on my statistics that I've put in when I initially registered. The other great thing that the app does is if you click on measurements, so let me just zoom out here. So here at the bottom, if you click on this button here, the first one, so this is measurements. So if I click on that, whoops, so sorry, I got that wrong. So if you sorry, it's not measurements. So if you click on any of these data points, so if, let's say if I go to body fat, and if I double click anywhere inside this gray area, you can see a history of, in this case, my body fat, which is this one here, this icon here, over time. So I've been measuring my weight, and I've been measuring these statistics once a week. And so I can see, in this case, body fat, what the trend is like over a week period. So in this case, the trend is from the 14th of December 2020 to the 6th of February 2021. And I can see that trend monthly. So here it's going all the way back to, let's see, I think it's going back to July when I first started measuring it, and I can see what my body fat has been over a period of time. And you can actually click on one of these data points. So let's see if I wanted to click on that, and it will show, and it will tell me what date that is if I want to know the exact date, and it will tell me what my body fat was on that particular day. So again, this is a good way to be able to track your progress over time, and you can obviously, you know, if you're going down and then you suddenly start increasing, you can ask yourself, well, why is that? Maybe it's because you've changed your diet again. Maybe it's because you stopped exercising or working out like you were when you were going on a downward trajectory. So again, it's a great way to be able to see your progress over time. And once you're in this view, you can actually see all 13 data points that we looked at earlier without having to go back to any screen. So if I wanted to see the next one here, this is my body water. Again, I can see it as a trend. If I start at the beginning, so this is my weight, and again, it shows me graphically where I am in terms of weight. And BMI, we just looked at body fats. So you've got body water, you've got the skeletal muscle, you've got BMR, you've got fat-free body weight, you've got subcutaneous fat, you've got visceral fat. So you can see in my case, my visceral fat seems to be a bit of a skyscraper. So it goes down, then it goes up, then it goes down, then it goes up. So that's something I can focus on to try to maintain it at one level. You can see your muscle mass. So for me, my muscle mass seems to be now hopefully be increasing again. So hopefully I can continue to do what I'm doing to have an upward trend, which is what I want. You can see your bone mass. You can see the level of protein in your body. And like I said, you can see your metabolic age. And in my case, I want it to be obviously below what my real age is, and I guess we all want that. So it's a nice way to be able to see those trends. And like I said, if you click on a particular data point or date, you can then see the value. And if you click on the actual square here, it will show you all of the stats that you recorded on that particular day. So it's a nice way to be able to just be able to see everything without having to use the graph on that particular day. So that's the end of this review, and I hope you liked it, and I hope it's useful for you. Please like this video if you did find this review useful, and please also subscribe to my channel and have a look at my playlists, where I have also various other videos on not just products that you can use to monitor your wellness and your health, but also things like vitamins and other nutrients that you can take to again help with your overall fitness and welfare.